Undefined terms and postulates are assumed principles that serve as a starting point for proving other statements. This is the basics of geometry. Way back when, the Greeks proved and laid out all the theorems and postulates of geometry, and Euclid was the father of geometry. In geometry, point, line, and plane are considered undefined terms because they are only explained using examples and descriptions. They make up everything else in geometry. It's hard to see on this line, but there are arrows on the end. We have our point, our line, and our planes. You're familiar with points, lines, and planes because you use them in algebra. You graphed on a coordinate plane and found ordered pairs that represent points on the lines. In geometry, these have similar meanings. So let's look at our first undefined term, a point. A point is a location. It has neither shape, nor size, nor dimension. It represents a location. We've talked about that location as being an X and a Y, a coordinate point in space. It's named by a capital letter. So, for example, P. In this case, I have an A there. Point G, point H. Those are all points on the plane. You've seen things written like this, and you've graphed them on a coordinate grid. Our point, again, has no shape or size. A line is made up of points and has no thickness or width. There's exactly one line through any 2 points. It's only one dimension. It has arrows on the end and extends infinitely in both directions. We can see that when we've graphed them on coordinate grids before. Any 2 points, there's going to be a line through it, and it doesn't matter if there's a line there or not. We know we could draw a line through those points. It has to be named by points on the line. So here we have points B and A. So we can name this line AB or line AB, and we put the notation over the top that has arrows. Even if it had another point on it, C, we would still only use 2 letters to name this line. So another way to name this line would be line AC. Or we could name it line CB, only ever with 2 letters. The exception to this is when you have a lowercase script letter down here on the end of the line. In this case, I could write it as line K. K is not a point on the line. It is just the name of the line. Plane is a flat surface made up of points that extends infinitely in all directions. There's exactly one plane through any 3 points, not on the same line. In our book and on our papers, we are going to show a plane with a parallelogram, usually some sort of shaded region. Even though it has no border and it extends in all directions, we have to show some sort of border on the piece of paper because A, B, and C are on the plane. Point G, because it is not inside that box, is not on the plane. There's one plane through any 3 points, not on the same line. So we can use those 3 points to name the plane. And our hint is if we can draw a triangle between those points, then we can use it to name the plane. So we can name it plane ABC, or any order of those letters, plane BCA, doesn't matter, or by this M up in the corner. Now this M is not a point. You'll not see a black dot next to it. It is the name of the plane, and it will always be in the corner. That's the only time you can use one letter.